Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first virtual captain's meeting for the 62nd annual Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. We're very excited to have y'all with us. We're very excited to have you fishing with us this week. We want to make sure that you pay attention until the end of the reading of the rules. We will have questions and we will answer those questions for you. We'd also like to thank our major sponsor, Jarrett Bay Boatworks, as well as all of our other sponsors that have sponsored the tournament for this week. Thank y'all for being here, and we'll be answering questions, as I said, at the end of the video. Thank you so much.
Rule number 1, registration. All boats must be registered with the tournament committee and entry fee paid to qualify for prizes and trophies. Any boat may be substituted during the week, but must be registered with the tournament committee prior to fishing. Registration forms will be accepted at the Big Rock office, the Saturday captain's party, or the Sunday pig picking. Any boat entered in the Big Rock tournament shall not be entered in another tournament simultaneously except for the North Carolina Governor's Cup and the King of the Hill. The tournament reserves the right, in its sole discretion, to deny entry to anyone for any reason. No entries or upgrades will be accepted after 9 a.m. Monday morning. Obviously, we're not having a captain's party and a Sunday night pig picking, but you will be able to register at the Big Rock office up until 9 p.m. nightly, and of course you can enter online at any time. Number 2, the rules meeting. At least one person from each boat should attend the captain's meeting for the tournament, which is usually held on the Saturday evening prior to the first day of fishing. Regardless, all participants in the tournament are responsible for knowing all tournament rules, including any changes to the rules that may take place at the captain's meeting. Obviously, things are a little different this year. Our captain's meeting is going to be online, and we'll have a chance for you to interact throughout this presentation online. Rule number 3, rod and reel rules. This is a rod and reel hook and line tournament. Double line and leader combined may not exceed 40 feet, neither of which may exceed 30 feet. The following practices are illegal in this tournament. A, use of hand line or rope attached to the line or leader. B, shooting, harpooning, or lancing. And C, the transfer of any participant from one boat to another to aid in the landing of the fish. Bill rope or a snooter is allowed, and drones are not allowed in this tournament. Rule number 4, boundaries. All boats fishing in the tournament must fish between Loran coordinates north 40-275 and south 39-200. All fish must also be hooked within those coordinates. Rule number 5, mandatory hook requirements. Non-offset circle hooks are mandatory when deploying natural bait or natural bait artificial lures. J-hooks are allowed on artificial lures only. Number 6, fishing time and lay days. No lines or teasers are permitted in the water before official fishing hours each day. The official time will be GPS time. Fishing days for all eligible boats shall be any 4 out of the available 6 days, captain's choice. No single boat can fish more than 4 total days during the tournament. Lay day forms may be submitted in person at the Big Rock office, Hatteras Harbor Marina, or by using your Big Rock app account. Lay day forms must be submitted prior to 9 a.m. on the day declared as a non-fishing day. There will be no exceptions on time. If a boat does not declare a day as non-fishing, the tournament committee will automatically count the day to be a fishing day for that boat. And we do encourage you to use the Big Rock app. It is the best way to report your lay days on a daily basis. Number 7, reporting. All billfish must be reported to the tournament headquarters when hooked, lost, boated, or released. The radio frequency shall be VHF channel 71 and the alternate channel 78A. Fish hooked prior to or after fishing hours are not eligible. Number 8, qualifying blue marlin. To be eligible for prize money, a blue marlin must weigh at least 400 pounds or measure at least 110 inches. In the event of a tie by weight, the marlin having the largest total measurement of girth plus length shall be declared the winner. Length shall be measured from the V-notch in the tail to the tip of the lower jaw. No official weigh slip will be given for any disqualified fish. North Carolina state law states that you may only boat one blue marlin per day. If no qualifying game fish are caught in level 1, the tournament will retain the money. If no qualifying fish is weighed in level 2, 3, 4, or 5, the total amount of the prize money in each level will be paid to the boat entered in each level with the most release points. Level 8, winner take all total payout, will be divided by the number of days that a qualifying fish is released. Rule number 9, disqualification. Boats will be disqualified from the tournament if: number 1, the boat, captain, and/or crew violates any rules of the tournament unless otherwise specified in these rules. Number 2, if a billfish has been boated and not presented to the weighmaster. A fish is considered boated when any portion of the fish breaks the outside vertical plane of the boat. Number 3, if a fish escapes before gaffing and is recaptured by any method other than as outlined in the angling rules, no free gaffing is allowed. Rule number 10, the 400-pound penalty. Boats will be penalized 400 pounds from the weight of the largest blue marlin weighed in by the boat during the week by said boat if: number 1, the blue marlin does not meet tournament minimum length and/or weight requirements. Number 2, the fish does not adhere to state and federal fisheries regulations. And number 3, the gaff breaks the outside vertical plane of the boat and the fish is not presented to the weighmaster. When the gaff breaks the vertical plane of the boat, it shows intent to gaff the fish. Under no circumstances can you gaff the fish in order to measure the fish and then release the fish. Number 11, release points. Cash prizes will be awarded to the boats that score the most number of points first. No release points will be awarded if the gaff breaks the outside vertical plane of the boat. In order to qualify as a release, the billfish must remain in the water. That is a federal law. 125 release points will be awarded for all billfish, including blue marlin, white marlin, sailfish, hatchet marlin, and spearfish. Number 2, when the mate touches the leader before the fish is released. And number 3, team turns in a release form provided by the tournament committee, attested to by signature of the captain and mate or angler on board the boat at the time of the release. This form may be submitted to the official weighmaster at tournament headquarters, at Hatteras Harbor Marina, or submitted electronically with the Big Rock app. Release forms must be turned in no later than 10 p.m. on the day the fish is released to qualify. Other than blue marlin, billfish forms may also be photographed and uploaded to the Big Rock app. In the event of ties, the first boat to achieve the winning totals shall be declared the winners. 400 release points will be awarded for, number 1, blue marlin if the team provides indisputable video or photo evidence to the rules committee. To qualify for the 400 points, teams must turn in a release form in person along with the SD card, micro SD card, or compact flash card from their camera. Forms and media cards can be turned in at the official weigh station in Morehead City or to the tournament representative at Hatteras Harbor Marina. The media card and release form must be turned in no later than 10 p.m. on the day the fish is released to qualify. The media card must show continuous video or a clear single photo of the mate touching the leader and clear and indisputable evidence that the fish is a blue marlin. It is the responsibility of the participants to ensure that their camera's clock and date is set accurately to reflect the time and date of the releases to qualify for the 400 points. Date and time stamps must be 100% accurate, and all videos will become property of the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. If the Rules Committee is unable to see indisputable evidence that the fish is a blue marlin, the release will be scored at 125 points. The tournament will not allow photos or video from cell phones. Rule number 12, this is the Level 5 Fabulous Fisherman's level. The winner of Level 5 will be the first blue marlin reported and boated weighing 500 pounds or more. Qualifying fish must meet all tournament rules, and all boats participating in this level must be entered in levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rule number 13, the outboard level, $1,000 entry fee. Entry in this level is restricted to outboard boats only. No inboards, inboard outboards, jet-powered or airboats permitted. No sailboats permitted. Any hybrid or combination engine boat will not be eligible for prizes in this level. To be eligible for prize money, a blue marlin must weigh at least 400 pounds or measure at least 110 inches. If no blue marlin are caught, the winners will be determined by release points. If no billfish are caught or released, winners will be determined by the largest game fish, yellowfin tunas, dolphins, and wahoos. Prize money for the outboard level is a guaranteed purse of a minimum of $10,000. Prizes will be divided as follows: 50% to first place, 30% second place, and 20% to third place, or 60-40 for 2 places. Winners may be polygraphed. See rule number 21, it's coming up. All other Big Rock rules are enforced for this level. Entrants must enter level 1 and may enter additional levels as stated in Big Rock rules. Rule number 14, federal and state regulations. All vessels and participants shall comply with North Carolina and federal fisheries laws and regulations regarding fishing licenses, vessel permits, fishing gear, season size limits, and bag limits. Participants shall also adhere to all Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament rules as contained herein. Rule number 15, game fish. Winning game fish will be determined by weight. In the event of a tie, the winner will be determined by the first fish weighed in. Fish must be in fresh, edible condition and fit for human consumption. All game fish must be weighed on the day that they are caught. Hookup time for game fish should not be reported to tournament headquarters. The Level 6 winner-take-all dolphin prize money will roll over to the next year's tournament if no qualifying fish is weighed. Game fish are defined as yellowfin tuna, dolphin, and wahoo. Rule number 16, weigh-ins. All blue marlin and game fish eligible for prizes must be offloaded and weighed at the official tournament weigh station from the boat landing the fish unless authorized by the weighmaster at the weigh station. The fish must be entered on the official entry form by the tournament weighmaster. Blue marlin will take priority over game fish at the scales. The same scales in weigh station will be used for all fish, including those entered in the Governor's Cup Series. Game fish scales will close at 7 p.m. during the week and 6 p.m. on Saturday. The weigh station is located on the Morehead City waterfront. All billfish weighed in shall be donated for research. The weighmaster has the right to refuse any fish in his sole discretion. Rule number 17, the prize payout schedule. Prize money checks will be made payable to the person or entity so indicated on the registration form of the winning boat. Social Security number or taxpayer ID number of the recipient must be provided on the entry form. All undisputed funds will be distributed 10 days after the tournament. Rule number 18, protest. Any protest by any participant against the catch of another participant must be submitted in writing to the Tournament Rules Committee. No protests are allowed against the tournament. Any protest must be received by 9 a.m. on the day following the catch of the disputed fish and by 7 p.m. on the last day of the tournament. Any member of the Rules Committee or the weighmaster, in their sole discretion, retains the right to hold and keep any fish deemed questionable by him with respect to being qualified for any prize or cash award. If retention of the fish is refused, the fish is automatically disqualified. Rule number 19, dispute resolution. A protest by one participant against the catch of another must be submitted in accordance with Rule 18. All other disputes, controversies, or claims of any kind arising out of or relating to the tournament, hereinafter called disputes or disputes, including but not limited to all disputes concerning decisions by tournament officials, boards, or committees, must be submitted in writing to the Rules Committee no later than 5 p.m. on the last fishing day of the tournament. Failure to submit any such disputes in writing by that date and time shall constitute a waiver and release of any and all such disputes. Now, folks, in the interest of time, let's just kind of stop the reading of this rule right here. I would refer you to your captain's handbook. Go back and read some of the verbiage about Rule 19 and just be familiar with it. Obviously, we hope that it never comes into play, but you do need to consult your captain's handbook and be familiar with the rest of Rule 19. Rule number 20, weight alteration. Attempted weight alteration of any blue marlin or game fish will be subject to disqualification and automatically disqualify the boat from the tournament. IGFA rules apply regarding mutilated fish. The Rules Committee reserves the right to cut open any fish for inspection of suspected weight-altering efforts such as inserted weights, ice, water, etc. Rule number 21, polygraph. Polygraph tests shall be administered to the top money winners, the release winners, preferably the captain of those vessels, and others as deemed necessary by tournament officials. Participants must make themselves available for polygraph testing in Carteret County within 24 hours following notice from tournament officials. Individuals that are required to take the polygraph test must not consume alcohol or any controlled substance within 8 hours prior to the test. A participant's refusal to take a polygraph test or failure to answer test questions in a manner satisfactory to tournament officials in their sole discretion may result in disqualification. By entering the tournament, participants consent to the admissibility of polygraph results in any dispute or proceeding arising out of the tournament. Rule number 22, withdrawal from the tournament. No Level 1 fees will be refunded. 100% of all other levels will be refunded 14 days after the tournament and following collection and clearing of all funds paid. All refund requests must be received in writing by 12 noon Sunday prior to the tournament at tournament headquarters. Number 23, violation of the rules. Any boat violating any of these tournament rules or any boat containing a participant violating any of these tournament rules is subject to disqualification from the tournament unless another sanction for a particular violation is expressly set forth herein. By participating in the tournament, all participants acknowledge that all tournament rules are material and that disqualification is a permitted and appropriate sanction for any violation of any tournament rules. Decisions regarding the interpretation of rules, violation of rules, penalties, and the suspension of any rules or penalties will be made by Rules Committee and or the Board of Directors in their sole and absolute discretion. All decisions by Rules Committee and or Boards of Directors are final and are not subject to further challenge by participants. That concludes the rules for the 62nd Annual Big Rock Blue Marlin Tournament. If you stay tuned right here on this forum, you can enter any questions that you have right here on Facebook. Welcome back live to Big Rock Tournament Headquarters. We've just concluded, obviously, the reading of the rules, and I'm joined here by members of the Rules Committee, Randy Ramsey, Randy Gregory, who's our weighmaster from Division of Marine Fisheries, Dew Forbes, Casey Wagner, Howard Bass Knight, and Dale Britt. So I would encourage you, if you have any questions, any further questions, go ahead and type them in on the forum as a comment, and we'll do our very best to answer them. We have had a couple come in already. The first was about points for Billfish release. Obviously, 400 points for a verified blue marlin release. That means indisputable video evidence, and 125 points for other billfish. Another question was, does it count as a release if the leader touches the rod tip? No, it does not. The rule is very clear that the mate has to touch the leader. So I think, we're certainly here to answer any questions. We'll give you a few minutes in doing that. Let's review some of the fishing today, some of the results from the 23rd Kelly Wagner Lady Angler Tournament. In first place with one billfish release and a 13.6 pound dolphin tiebreaker is the Welder's Ark. In second place, the El Cazador, they have a one blue marlin and a 10.4 pound dolphin. And in third place is the Free Spool. Their tiebreaker is a 24.4 pound dolphin. I guess the story of the day might be the tuna fish that was caught on the bill collector, a 29.7 pound tuna fish with some rollover money from several years. That tuna fish is worth $19,106. And in the winner-take-all dolphin category, the Carter Rican weighed in a 30.9 pound dolphin worth $28,730. And in second place, the Mama Who with a 26.8 pound dolphin. And I'm being informed, of course, the El Cazador was a junior angler. So congratulations to the El Cazador and their junior angler. So any other questions?
What if we can't radio in a boated fish and we are too far? Can you text in a released or boated fish by sat phone? What number do we call or text?
I'm going to let Randy Ramsey take care of that one.
You certainly can. You certainly can text it in to me. My cell phone number is 252-241-2203. 252-241-2203. You can text in hookups, releases, or boated fish.
What if a fish jumps in the boat? Are you penalized 400 points?
I'm going to let Casey Wagner answer that one.
I don't know. I would say that if that really did happen and you had it on video, the rules committee would look at it and probably say that was okay. We just don't want you to drag a fish in the boat and measure it and figure out it's not big enough, and then put it back into water. So I think if something like that happened by accident, we'd probably be okay with that.
Oh, they're coming in, huh?
Rocky would like to know, so the new rule change suggested regarding no penalty if the gaff breaks the plane and the fish is lost is not adopted, ? Correct?
Okay, Randy?
That is correct. We did not make a change this year, so the rule stays in effect. If the gaff breaks the plane of the boat and you lose the boat, you will be penalized 400 points from your largest blue marlin and from your release points.
Can we use
Yeah, the comment is that you'll just lose a 400-point pound penalty for your largest blue marlin. There will be no 400-point release penalty for that this year.
Can we use iPads or iPhones for pictures of releases and download them on the app?
No, you have to turn in, for a blue marlin release to be counted, you need to appear in person here at the Big Rock office with a SD card or a micro SD card that you give to a tournament official so we can verify the video from your card. You can also turn in a single photo showing a date and timestamp with the mate touching the leader and verifiable identification of the species. And you can also turn in your SD card at Hatteras Harbor Marina.
Provided tape measures for marlin.
No, you are not. You probably ought to have one of those on your boat already. Yeah, and as Dale says, there is a 110-inch minimum or 400 pounds. I'm sorry, I'm looking over at Madison, waiting for questions. So, okay. All right. Well, we've gone over the rules. We've gone over the results today. Just a reminder for the ladies. Certainly, you can go fishing again tomorrow. We wish you the best of luck there. Hold on. We're
To stay at sea after the 3 o'clock lines out until the next day, 9 o'clock a.m. lines in.
Yes, you can stay out overnight. Obviously, your lines will have to be in at 3 o'clock when lines out is called, and you will not be able to fish again until 9 o'clock the next morning.
Point is a fish considered boated?
Anybody want to take that one particularly? Yeah, I think that's right. If any portion of the fish breaks the plane of the boat, how about the gaff breaking the plane of the boat? Yeah, so if a gaff breaks the plane of the boat, that fish is considered boated.
Do not count, correct?
That is correct. The rules are very clear. It's game fish are yellowfin tunas, wahoos, and dolphins. Yeah, this is great. I mean, keep the questions coming. That's what we're here for. Yeah, thank you, Randy. Both Randys. Let's talk about Waystation Protocol, and Randy Gregory, our weighmaster from the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries, will handle that for us.
Thank you, Randy.
Hello, my name is Randy Gregory. I'm a weighmaster for the tournament. So I'm the guy you want to see, I guess. So we're going to do things a little bit different this year. We're asking everybody, if you come to the Waystation, to wear a buff or some kind of face covering, please. When we send the chase boats out, we're only going to send the chase boat to one boat at a time, and we're asking y'all to just one angler and their fish to come on at one time, and we're asking them to make sure that they have their buff and try to stay 6 feet apart, and we're trying to do everything we can at the Waystation to keep good social distancing. We even have little places for people to stand, just like the grocery store, so we don't get all bound up together. We had the waist slip dredged this winter. There seems to be plenty of water. We will be at a low tide, so some of the bigger boats, please be as careful as you can when you're backing in. We haven't had any issues yet, but use some caution. They are going to have a low tide. What would you say? 5:30 on Monday. So it's going to be a little bit low. So we have a handheld down at the Waystation. Please call if you got some questions about the chase boats and things like that. Just be patient is the main thing that we're asking. It may take a little more time than usual. We want everybody to get all the pictures they can. If you want to back into the slip, you're more than welcome to back into the slip. But please just put your buffs on, wear a face mask, and be considerate and patient when you get close to around the Waystation. And good luck, and hopefully I'll see you.
All right, thank you, Randy. Randy and his crew do a great job for us every year. So I know we've got a few more questions.
Are you allowed to fun fish on lay days?
Yes, you can, but whatever you do, make sure you turn in a lay day form.
Can you hand off the rod while fighting a fish?
Yes, this is the IGFA rule regarding angling. Those rules do not apply in the Big Rock tournament. You can hook a fish from a bridge pole, hand the rod down. The mate can hook the fish, hand it off, and you can change anglers if you want to. There's no rule against that in the tournament.
Mike asks, does the Big Rock tournament take possession of game fish weighed in, or are they returned after inspection to the boat?
Well, we're going to inspect them, and you're going to get your fish back. It's not going to have its guts in it. Randy's crowd is going to take care of that for you over there. So there'll be the researchers from NC State take care of that. But yes, you will get your game fish back.
To know when exactly a fish is boated for the fabulous fisherman category.
That is the first fish back to the dock, is it not? First fish reported to Randy on the radio. So that time that you get from Randy will be the time that in that category. Oh yes, reported and boated, obviously. Yeah.
Is it possible for a day to get canceled for weather?
No. There are 6 days in the tournament. You are allowed to fish 4 of them. If you don't turn in a lay day form one of those days, you will be counted as fishing, and you will lose that day of fishing. Okay.
Can you fight a marlin or a game fish out of the rod holder?
Yes. Okay, yeah, they're kind of prompting us with a little whiteboard here. Late day forms obviously need to be turned in by 9 a.m. and you can do that on the Big Rock app or in person here at the Big Rock office or at Hatteras Harbor Marina.
Back to the boated situation. Is it when the bill is in the door or when the fish is on the dock?
When any portion of the fish breaks the plane of the boat, it is considered boated. So that is the time you'd call us.
Relay hookups on the radio.
Yes, and everybody's generally very good about that. Certainly, the fleet can be spread out north to south and farther offshore. If you can help Randy out on the radio, please do that. And certainly, you can relay hookups and anything else that you need help with.
You can pass the rod off with a marlin or game fish to multiple anglers.
Yes, you can. Yeah, and obviously, Crystal is saying that the office will be open tomorrow. If you certainly have plenty of time to ask questions, you can post them here if you'd like to, and we'll do our very best to answer them in the interim period. But you certainly have tomorrow. If there are any other questions, you can ask them. Okay. Yeah, we're just, again, being reminded it's in the rules. It's very clear. The North Carolina bag limit is 1 blue marlin boated per day.
How about the gaff clearing the plane of the boat? If it breaks off, is that a release?
Yeah, so the answer is if the gaff breaks the plane of the boat, it is not considered a release, and you will not get any release points in that situation.
Can you boat a fish and keep fishing for release points?
Sure, absolutely. That's your call.
Can mate or captain fight a fish?
Yes, they certainly can. Yeah, there are no designated anglers in the Big Rock tournament, so you don't have to designate which angler is going to fight a fish. Anybody on the boat is considered an angler.
Can the mate touch or handle the bill of the fish?
Yes. Yeah, and I guess, the other thing is to be considered a release, the fish has to stay in the water. You can't drag the fish in the boat and throw it overboard and call it a release. So it has to stay in the water to be considered a release. I'm going to let Randy Gregory just make a comment on this one. His second moment in the sun.
So y'all are talking about different folks angling the fish. If you participate in fishing and you touch the rods, prepare baits, put baits out, pull in a teaser, that's participating in fishing. You're required to have a valid North Carolina coastal recreational fishing license. Cover you now. There are several different licenses. There's blanket license for the boats. They're individual license. So just make sure that you have a valid coastal recreational fishing license covering you before you participate in fishing. And while I'm at it, make sure that you have a valid HMS permit, and that is on the boat while you're fishing.
It's pretty good advice from the man who would know. Ladies, anything else? Okay. Again, we're very grateful and humbled that you've chosen to fish with us again this year in the 62nd annual Big Rock Tournament. If you have any further questions, just reemphasize that you can come down here to the Big Rock office in Moorhead and ask those questions in person, or you can put them on this form and we'll do our very best to answer them. Hold on, we got another one.
Let's be clear on boated fish. Is a fish on the gaff a boated fish, or does the fish need to be in the boat before it's considered a boated fish?
Yeah, so if the gaff breaks the plane of the boat, that fish is considered to be boated. You are not going to get release points in that case. And the other part of the question was? Yes. So if any portion of that fish breaks the plane of the boat, through the door in the back, at that point in time, it is considered boated, and you would call your boated fish in at that point in time. Or pull it over the side, yeah.
How does the first billfish of the day work? Say a boat hooks up at the same time. Does the prize go to the first one called in?
That is going to be a time given by Randy on the radio. So when Randy gives you a time and calls a release to you, that is the official time. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the hookup time. It's the release time that Randy gives you on the radio. That is your official release time.
Do we have ID number on card for release on video or picture taking?
No. Again, use a camera that has a removable SD card or micro SD card, and make very certain that your date and time stamp is absolutely correct. That's what we're using. No other identifying marks required.
Can HMS permit be on phone?
Can your HMS permit be on your telephone? Yes, you have to have, I guess, a photographic copy on your cell phone is sufficient.
Registered right now.
143 as of right now. And we're expecting, again, the office is open tomorrow for registrations. You can register online. You can pay with a credit card online. You can enter at any time like that. The office will be open tomorrow, and you can register for the tournament up until 9 o'clock on the first day of fishing on Monday. So you got plenty of time left to register. and we expect more than 143 boats. So, okay. All right, here we go. That's going to conclude our rules presentation for tonight. I'm going to invite Madam President Joy Bell back over to sign us off. Joy?
All right, everyone. So, as Tommy said, we are still taking registrations tomorrow. Don't let the weather stop you. We had some salty things out there today, being females fishing. So, y'all need to come on and register if you hadn't registered already. All right, so we are excited about a great week of fishing. Good luck, everybody, and have fun. Bye.